Hello, everyone, and welcome to this conversation presented by White House Custom Color. What's it like around in Jackson Hole, Wyoming? What's the sense that you get from your community right now and your client base even?
Yeah, it's interesting. Just when I left this morning, my boyfriend was like, it's just about to explode here. So it was a little intense this morning, and my cousin in Chicago sent text saying it's exploding here. So it feels a little intense.
Yeah.
It feels like a Sunday morning in the off season when you drive around and it's a ghost town.
Mm-hmm.
And people are just waiting for like the big wave to be hit. So it's very surreal. But I just had a client email me yesterday. She's like, I need a new headshot. And I was like, okay. If you want to do that.
So is she coming in?
I emailed her back and I said, how about Tuesday? I guess you could say I'm a little bit less cautious than others because I don't get very close to my subjects when I'm doing a headshot. In the past I would touch their hair and all that stuff, but she may want to, I guess she would come in. I wouldn't be surprised because I think that we're going to be kind of hit in the next 5 days, and next Tuesday is, a couple days from now, and I bet she'd be like, let's wait. But
right.
I don't think of one person far enough away, and we clean our hands, and I guess I'm maybe not as good as everyone else should be, but
you still hear all the different theories and all the different things going on, and some people leaning one way and some people leaning the other. There are still people in our area that have their businesses open and they're not supposed to, or at least they're being asked not to, but they're not just having one person come in at a distance for a headshot. They have traffic coming in and out, and then other people are still doing that. So it makes you wonder, like, is that just going to exasperate the situation? Or in a month from now, are we all going to be like, well, that wasn't the big deal that we thought it was going to be? But in some places, it is a big deal right now, especially the urban places like Chicago and New York. It's a mess.
Yeah, it's very scary. My son was living in New York City at a ballet boarding school, and they said, we need to send him home. And then when they sent out this email, and then the next day they're like, we need to send him home now.
Right.
So I'm very tied into New York City and what's going on there. And everyone is tied into everything right now, but that just is so scary. And I think it's such a condensed area of people.
Right.
So the intensity of the strain becomes so much more. And when I live in Jackson, since I live in Jackson, there's only 15,000 people here. We're very spread out. There's a lot of places to go walk, to still go skiing, to be spread out. And so it's easier on us, but it's still going to affect us just like everybody else because we're very dependent on the entire world.
Sure. Of people coming in. Well, you have a lot of people that travel there typically.
Yeah. Everyone has second and third homes here.
Right.
They're wonderful clients, and I love them. So, but yeah, so it's very international. And in the spring, we get the Chinese tour buses that obviously are not going to come, but hundreds upon hundreds of the Chinese tourists that come in. And, but I know, I was really surprised to get that email from that client, but, I think I would address the situation, the day before and be like, so, what's going on? And,
right. It almost is a daily thing. There are a lot of things that at least it was for a while. I feel like the last few days we've just pretty much been coasting in lockdown, but we haven't left this is like day 13 for us, I think, or 14. I don't even remember. And we're basically planning on looks like another 2 weeks for us in this part of the country that we're just gonna stay in.
What freaked me out yesterday was when I got the email from White House Custom Color. I was like,
yep. They finally had to. Today is the last day.
Yeah.
We close tonight for 2 weeks. And we're hopeful that on the other side of that, things will be better. But like you said, you don't know, and it might be the day before where the governor comes out, or maybe something happens federally. I have no idea what's going to happen. But in our,
Yeah.
like for us, it's like in your mind, you just prepare. In your
Yeah.
mind, you're just ready. And I would like to think that everyone is open to the idea that something can change at the last minute. Like, oh, we thought we were going to do it this way, but now we're going to do it this way because things look worse than we thought they were going to be, or hopefully a month from now, or whenever it is. I feel like anytime I give a timeline, people are like, "It's not going to be a month. You don't know."
Yeah.
But that's my whole point. We don't know. And so
No.
I would hope that some flexibility is on everybody's mind right now, because if something can't happen, it just can't happen. I've lost track of how many things have been canceled
Yeah.
or postponed at the very least, and people aren't postponing them for like, oh, this is like a rain day, we're gonna have this in a couple weeks. It's like we hope to do this in September.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Last night I was chatting with my boyfriend, and we both were like, okay, it's been about a week and a half that it's been serious, like, at home. And we're like, okay, we just really feel like it's going to be another month. I mean, I feel like
April.
May 1st,
Yeah.
April, you said, and the timing is really good for me because traditionally April is dead. Like
Right.
nothing.
Right.
I never have anything. Like, I've heard a couple other photographers that you've interviewed. They're like back to back booked every single day. I mean, where I live right now, it's 30 degrees. It's snow everywhere. In the past week, it's been snowing, gray, just, not inspiration.
Right.
But so the timing is actually really good for me. I traditionally don't have anything. So I'm kind of prepared financially, emotionally, and everything. Business wise, though, emotionally, when it comes to life, that's something we've never experienced, and it's intense.
What sort of words of advice or tips, given your experience, both in business and in life, would you give to people who are experiencing this as a tough time, like a difficult time for this to happen for them? Because in a way, we're in the same boat with our photography business, in that this isn't the busiest time of the year for us, but I know there are plenty of other people right now that are just getting crushed by this during this time of year. What do you have to say to those people?
Well, I mean, you have no other options to have faith and wait it out, because it will get better. And I was just thinking, it's just going to be kind of an ugly recovery. Like, it's going to be harsh, like, no doubt about it. And I mean, right now I feel good because all my bills have been paid for April.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, God, am I going to be feeling different at the end of April? Because,
yeah,
I don't have a big, huge pile of money saved in my bank, but I know that everything, you just have to take it day by day and not think about 3 weeks from now, just day by day, because life is changing rapidly. Everyone in the entire world is in this together. There is no difference. I guess the Chinese are ahead of us and the Italians are ahead of us.
Sure.
But we are all experiencing this together. So we just have to be patient, have faith, keep your mind busy, take care of everything on your to-do list, stay calm, because this COVID thing has never obviously happened to me, but every year this kind of slowness always happens to me.
Right.
For a month and a half to actually, in the past, it was April, May, and part of June, I would sit and I wouldn't have any work, and it was very scary and very painful. And at the end, I'd like freak out. But then finally, when I was just about to think I was going to die, the phone started ringing.
Yeah.
But so I've learned I can't put myself through that stress. And so it's kind of like I'm kind of used to this business-wise, not, what's really happening. So I'm like, patience, and take care of everything we need to do, and also spend some time being creative. Like everyone has been doing now. It's like I've done a couple photo shoots of my son and his friend in the past week that I have never done. And I would never go out at 7:00 at night when it's gray out and snowing. We went on the town square and took pictures, and the pictures came out amazing. And so it's a time to try and be creative. And obviously, if you've got some kids or a partner that you could take pictures of, that really helps keep your mind busy.
What is something that you think will be different for you, either personally or in business, on the other side of this because of this?
I think that business wise, I really have no excuses but to really be updated and ready for everything. So it will be helpful because I will be, have my desk cleared, all my to-dos cleared, comfortable and ready for when it comes. And I think very fresh and enthusiastic because you'll be so hungry for it.
Yeah.
Because we aren't burnt out. We'll have had potentially 2 months, hopefully not more than that, off. And so when it comes, you're like, yay, I'm so excited. I am ready.
Ready to
I'm
go.
ready to buy this. I'm ready to do that. I know what I'm going to sell to you. I've got my products. I'm ready, and like, bring it on. So, and I think as far as I can tell, I know my clients will be excited too, because they'll be like, we made it. I love my families. I love my high school senior.
Yes.
I love my business, and they will be just as excited. So I think when we all get through this in 1, 2, or 3 months, that we're all going to be so thrilled to be alive and be fresh about it and excited.
It's going to be like we're all walking out of the cave at the same time and looking around.
Yeah.
What about personally? What does that look like for you personally?
I think, I feel a little bummed out that my son and my daughter are not learning in school like they should be. I'm not going to be the best homeschooler. I know that for a fact. So it's a little bit of a bummer. I feel sad that my kids aren't moving where they should be. My son was on a great trajectory for being a ballet dancer. But I know that everyone else is on the same level. So
right.
I just felt very disappointed that my kids couldn't keep progressing, but no one else is getting ahead. We're all the same.
Yeah, it's a pause, not a stop, right? It's a pause.
So I felt at first really defeated with that, but now I'm spending such quality time with my kids, so I couldn't be happier.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't think my son was away. He went away at 14, and now we didn't think we'd ever have more than a week with him really for the rest of his life because he was moving so quickly.
Right.
Now we've got well over a month with him or more. And that's exciting to have that. And my daughter's thrilled about that. So personally, it's great to have this quality family time with each other.
I think that's a great way to look at it.
Yeah.
To look at the glass half full. To look at the glass half full, right?
Oh, yeah. I've also, noticed that, I'm not running from social event to kid activity to work and trying to fit it all in because I'm a single mom and, you're just rushing and hurrying and trying to do this. And I go through my to-do list. What can I do just to get done? And, I never spend enough time with my daughter. I'm asking a neighbor to take her. And it's always fast and moving and intense. Even though I'm in a small town, it's just still, I can never catch up. So this pause it's great in that aspect. Even though people are dying and it's scary, it's very interesting kind of balance. Yeah.
It's a crazy time. I've given up trying to compare it to other times, I guess. Like we started out talking about, I remember 2008 and I remember 9/11, and it's just, those two times are even different from each other. And this is just yet another different time. Such a unique, crazy, there are silver linings, but there's also a lot of like really tragic things happening right now, especially in the bigger cities.
Last week I did a photo shoot with an older couple, and it was for a community foundation here in our town, and they didn't want my son to come, which was fine because they were scared of what has he been around? And I was like, fine, I'll come solo. I'll stand far away. And it was a little bit less intense last week.
Yeah.
They were high risk. And so I chatted with him, and he'd been in World War II, and, or he was a child of World War II. And I chatted with him. I was like, what's weirder, what we're experiencing now or what you experienced as a child in World World War II. And he's like, now. So that's kind of, you're like, this is something that's never happened in anyone's life. And for a grown man who experienced World War II to say this is weirder than, this is a really unique, scary, different time that anyone's ever experienced in our life.
Right.
So we have to give it as much respect as we possibly can, but also have faith that we will get through it. I
like that message.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily everyone's going to be fine, but
of course not. Well, that's already happened.
Yeah, but we just have to relax and do the best thing you can to keep your mind busy. And I feel very fortunate, as many other photographers that you've interviewed, that we've got enough to keep our minds busy and get all clean and ready for when things come back, which they will. So, I feel lucky with that, no doubt.
Well, I appreciate those words, and I appreciate you, and I thank you for giving me the time and doing this with me.
Hey, I really want to say thank you for all your conversations prior to this. You connected me with photographers that I've already connected with them. I've looked up to Allison Tyler Jones.
Yeah.
Is that her name?
Yeah.
I just look at her work and it's just fantastic. I've not reached out to her, but and Nikki Hufford, who I've reached out to, she's been amazing.
She's incredible.
Oh God, their work has already changed what I'm doing now. And I mean, I've been doing this since I've been 25, but I've never stepped into the big world of it because I live in this mountain town, and there's a lot of other things that are really fun in my life, the outdoor life, my athletics. But to have a connection through your talks has been so helpful for my career and for my mental state. And I'm really excited. I just saw that you interviewed Joe Grimes. I'm like, can't wait to listen to him because he's about the coolest as it gets, and his work is incredible.
Yeah, I was like a fanboy with him. There's certain people that really freak me out, like in a good, excited way, and he was one of them because I didn't know him before. I met him, and 3 minutes later we were having that interview. And so I felt like a giddy little kid the whole time.
Yeah. Well, I think that your talks have been so great because I realize it helps me realize that these famous people that I have been following in the industry, including you and your wife, we're all just people, and we're all just going through this, and everyone is really cool sharing their knowledge, their experience, their insecurities, their challenges, and it is very comforting. And
it is.
Yeah, it makes you, they're not some like people that you can't reach out to. That everyone is really, really cool. So thank you for connecting all of us together.
Oh, it's my pleasure, and it has been an honor, and I'm excited to keep on doing it.
Here's the FedEx man delivering some important packages.
He's practicing his social distancing. I love it. He just goes right on through. Hey, thanks again, Flo. Have a great day and stay safe and healthy, you and yours.
All right. Thank you. And good luck with everything. And keep it going with all these chats. It's really helpful to all of us.
Will do. Thanks.